Good morning, all of you online students. Srishti, Anurag, Sohail, Deepak. Good morning. Okay. Am I streaming fine for all of you online? Good morning, Nikhil, Deepak, Abhishek. Am I streaming fine? Okay, fine. Radhika, hi, Sushil. So, good morning, all of you. Today is our second class in GS Geography. Yesterday we had the first one. Okay, आप आज first आए class? February batch, okay. I didn't see yesterday. Fine, ठीक है. Good morning, Archana. Good morning. So yesterday we had a discussion about the solar system. The solar system, we talked about certain bodies, the celestial bodies, like what are quasars, what are asteroids, what are meteoroids. We talked about the Kuiper belt, we talked about the Oort cloud. So some of these names you should know, okay, because they're in news, and we discussed some of those missions. Largely we talked about the NASA mission. I also mentioned one European Space Agency wala Rosetta probe, Rosetta mission, and about ISRO missions. This will be taken up under science and tech. A bit more detail चाहिए होगा. गगनयान क्या है, आदित्ययान, what is it, the mission Aditya, Mangalyaan क्या है. So all of that will require a bit of science technology details. So I'm skipping that. Hi Desh, hello, good morning. Okay, so we have done this, and you have a fair idea about the origin of the solar system and the universe. We have idea about the origin of the solar system and the universe. So we have mentioned a couple of theories on this. We talked about the planetesimal theory. We mentioned what is the tidal hypothesis, what is the supernova theory of oil, what is Big Bang, a very high level discussion, but that's good enough. And always remember, when you are trying to find out कि कौन सा topic कितना पढ़ना है, the right sources, go to the previous year's questions and see what is being asked. Randomly don't read all details because आपको बहुत कुछ पढ़ना होता है. If you end up spending time reading any random thing, then you are in trouble. ठीक है? So be cautious there. So we did something about origin of the universe, and in this we also talked about what is a nebula and what is a black hole. Again, very high level discussions. Black hole is one type of a star which is dying. It happens when the initial star is massive. अगर छोटा star होगा, it will not form a black hole. A massive one will form a black hole. So a black hole essentially is a very large star and with very high gravity. इतना ज़्यादा gravity है, mass है, right? That it pulls in everything. Even light can't escape. इसीलिए वो black दिखता है. Because nothing escapes that, nothing comes back from that body. So lot of stars and universe ultimately end up in a black hole. So that's okay for now. Don't want to go beyond this. We talked about the sun. What is the coronal mass ejection. I told you about one video on the YouTube. I hope you have seen that. वो न्यूज में था because of the solar flares. And solar flares, last time was an asked question, and I said the solar flare can cause certain phenomena like those light in the sky. They can disrupt our communication systems. But it's a wrong idea that solar flares can cause forest fires. ऐसा नहीं है. Indirectly, yes, it's possible, but directly they do not cause forest fires. Okay, that was one question asked last year, and some students must have made a mistake. So that's about the initial part. Today we'll move on towards discussing the Earth. Okay, discussing the Earth in a bit more detail, the shape, the latitude, the longitude, and so on. Jaskirat, good morning. Archana, good morning. Hello, Ansari, good morning. Okay. Okay. Randhu, okay. What's your question? Yes, देखो, this is the sun here. This is the sun. We have Mercury, we have Venus, we have Earth. Because of the Mercury and Venus being near the sun, the gravity is very high. Because of which the rotation slows down. The effect of gravity of sun is the sun will not allow for free spinning. Imagine करो कुछ चीज spin कर रहा है and something is pulling it, तो क्या होगा? All this becomes slow. So Venus and Mercury, they have very slow rotation time. That's why the length of day is very large. So अगर Earth में the length of day is 24 hours, Mercury में it's approximately about 58, 59 Earth days. Okay, it'll take 59 Earth days for one rotation. और इसमें तो और भी ज़्यादा है. ठीक है? So just understand, the nearer you are towards the sun, it will slow down. So yes, you're right. So the spin speed of Mercury Venus is very less. Remember that. You don't have to know the details of every planet required. But इतना होना चाहिए broadly. So yesterday I mentioned that Mercury का बताया मैंने. It has no atmosphere. Very slow speed of rotation. Okay, I mentioned that. And Venus is called as Earth's twin. Earth's twin because of its size, because of its density comparisons. So they look very similar. But yes, Venus और Earth का जो day rotation बहुत difference है. I think Venus का one day is more than 200 days. One rotation is more than 200 Earth days. तो वहां पर similarity नहीं है. That you can remember this. Okay, let's move on. Yes, comets. Okay, comets. Yes, Mashroof. Okay, comets essentially are one type of bodies in the space that have a very elliptical path of revolution around the sun. अगर ये sun है, so we have the planets 1, we have the planet 2, we have the planet 3. Okay, but जो comet होगा, उसका path बहुत eccentric होगा. Okay, it is coming close and then very, very far away from the sun. This is called as a very eccentric revolution path. Okay, for comets. And comets के origin जो है, some of them have origin in the Kuiper belt and some of them have origin in the Oort cloud. So they come from very far. And जो comet है, this comet has an atmosphere that is referred to as the coma. Okay, and as it comes near the sun, okay, the atmosphere, the dust, the ice, they form a tail. The tail is not very prominent away from the sun. अब इतना पास आएंगे, okay, it becomes more and more prominent because the sun है, the radiations from the sun, the solar winds from the sun, the ions from the sun. अगर ये comet है, these winds will push it away from the sun like this. So अगर ये sun के पास है तो ये बनेगा tail. अगर दूर है, the tail is not as prominent. ठीक है? Same things. Actually एक और term है मसरूफ, but for now you can take the same things. Okay, solar flares एक term है sun में called as solar prominences. They're like fountains coming out. And from the fountains जो winds आती हैं, जो ions आते हैं, उसको बोलते हैं solar winds. So you can take it as same more or less. ये ठीक है all of you here? So the comet has an atmosphere called as the coma, C-O-M-A, coma. And as it comes towards the sun, the dust particles, the gases, they will all form a tail. The tail becomes more prominent as it comes near towards the sun. And the tail is always pointed away from the sun. Yes, Srishti, yes. It has dust particles, it has broken rocks, it also has frozen gas, ice. Correct, yes. ठीक है? So I think this you understand. What are comets? So आपको पता होना चाहिए था what is that probe called, the mission called Rosetta. They're landing it on the comet, okay, and they're doing research about the origin. So इस सारे missions are mostly about finding the mystery of how did the solar system originate, how did the universe originate, and so on. Okay, you make a list out of that. Fine. Let's move on now. Details about the Earth. About the Earth. So quickly, facts that we know of. Yeah, we start off now. Keep writing as I speak. Okay. About the Earth, what we know is that it is the densest planet. It is also referred to as the blue planet. That it is spherical in shape. Okay, spherical in shape. Now this spherical in shape, this was known to ancient scholars. Okay, it was known to this man called as Pythagoras, the man who gave us the Pythagoras theorem. Okay, Pythagoras, P-Y-T-H-A, Pythagoras. He knew about Earth is spherical, but it was Aristotle who proved it. Okay, that Earth is spherical. Okay, and both of them are ancient scholars. Greek scholar, he proved it. Earth is spherical. In fact, we also have some studies in our Indian knowledge में भी पता था Earth is spherical, and they have some proofs on this. ठीक है? Okay, now what are the proofs? What are the proofs of Earth's spherical shape? What are the proofs of Earth's spherical shape? इसमें एक क्वेश्चन पूछा हुआ है, okay, an older question but asked. So let's know this. Proof number one is all other celestial bodies are mostly spherical. Essentially क्या है? जो debate है, okay, the debate is between, is it flat or is it a sphere? Okay, so there is in fact a school of thought. बहुत सारे लोग हैं जो अभी भी believe करते हैं कि Earth is flat. We call them as flat Earth believers. अभी भी हैं. जैसे ये सारा conspiracy है. Again, I mean, absurdity and nonsensical basis का तो कोई logic नहीं है. But there are people who believe that Earth is flat, but we know Earth is sphere. The question is, how do we know it's a sphere? So, first is, all other celestial bodies mostly are spherical. Why I say mostly? Because there are a lot of random shapes also. Think of asteroids. Okay, and asteroids are any broken rocks. तो थोड़ी ना perfect spherical होता है. It could be any broken rock like this. That's why I use the word mostly. Okay, so most of the planets, most of our satellites, most of the distant stars we have seen from telescope. So we say all other bodies are spherical mostly. Therefore, Earth may not be an exception. The Earth may not be an exception. Why should Earth be different, more or less? Okay, so Earth may not be an exception. Okay, but remember, all other celestial bodies are spherical, but this is not conclusive. This is not a conclusive proof. ठीक है? What I mean by conclusive का मतलब क्या है? It basically means that I am 100% confirmed. हम बोलते हैं ये conclusive proof थोड़ी है. Okay, this is just one of the logical reasoning. Okay, but I cannot be sure that all other bodies are not flat, so Earth भी flat नहीं है. Okay, this is a logic fine, but it is not conclusive. That's one point. Second point is that Earth में circumnavigation possible है. What do I mean by circumnavigation? Basically, you can go around the Earth. Okay. Now the first one is not conclusive. ठीक है? Circumnavigation possible है. You can go around the Earth. ठीक है? Now my question is, can I consider this as conclusive proof? Can I be 100% sure that Earth is spherical because circumnavigation is possible? Can I say that? Yes or no? Online students? Can I say that? Answer is no. Because देखो, अगर आपका शेप इरेगुलर भी होगा तो आप फिर भी घूम के इधर आ सकते हो, राइट? Isn't it? For that matter, अगर अर्थ फ्लैट भी है तब भी आप यहां शुरू करके आप ऐसे आ सकते हो ना, अगर ग्रेविटी है तो. So circumnavigation is one of the again logical possibilities कि अर्थ राउंड है. But circumnavigation is not a conclusive proof. यही क्वेश्चंस में आप फंसेंगे. Which the following are conclusive proofs of Earth's spherical shape? So yes, it's the possible. It is a logical one. Okay, but we'll not say this as a conclusive proof. So this also not a conclusive proof. Okay. Next. Now there is one observation which was given by Aristotle, that when a ship approaches, okay, the shores, its flag is first visible, followed by its mast, and then its hull. When a ship is coming towards the shore, आप सबसे पहले क्या देखते हो? फ्लैग देखते हो. Then slowly, gradually, you see the mast, the flag pole. You see the flag first, then you see the mast, and then you see the body. The hull is called as, the body is called as the hull. Okay. This is one proof that he had given. Essentially, अगर Earth flat होता and you are seeing, okay, from here, you would have seen the complete ship at one go. आपको पूरा ship एक साथ दिख जाता. But Earth is, okay, curved. So you are standing probably somewhere here. So what you see is, सबसे पहले आपको दिखाई देगा, okay, that ship is coming. Okay, ship का, you can see the flag. As the ship comes closer, you can see the flag and the mast, and then you can see the whole ship. Okay, this is you see first. आपको सबसे पहले फ्लैग दिखता है, उसके बाद आपको फ्लैग के साथ में मास्ट दिखता है, उसके बाद आपको दिखता है द बॉडी ऑफ द शिप. दिस इज कंसिडर्ड एज अ कंक्लूसिव प्रूफ. ओके, कोई और शेप में ऐसे प्रोग्रेसिव चेंज नहीं होता. एंड दिस इज ट्रू फॉर ऑल डायरेक्शंस एंड फॉर ऑल लोकेशंस. आप कहीं भी खड़े होंगे. So this is considered to be one of the conclusive proofs. One of the conclusive proofs. ठीक है. अच्छा, इसके बाद next the fourth one is, now देखो, this is, imagine a flat earth. ये flat earth है. And this is the horizon. You're standing here. And say there is a mountain here. The sun is here, sunset. The sun rises, the sun comes here. ठीक है? So when the sunrise happens, the moment it crosses the horizon, the whole mountain will be visible because the mountain gets lighted. Make sense, all of you? ठीक है? आपको पूरा mountain आपको दिखेगा bright. But imagine if the earth is curved like this and there is a mountain here. Okay. और ये आपका horizon है. ठीक है? So when the sun is here, the sun is shining. Can you understand? कि सबसे पहले ये बनेगा bright. अगर flat earth होता, the moment and the sun, यहां पे sun rays हैं, the sun rays are directly going like this. Okay, mountain को light नहीं मिल रहा है. The moment it crosses here, okay, what happens? The whole thing becomes lighted. But अगर curvature होगा, okay, even before the sunrise, ये है horizon. This is the horizon. Even before sunrise, okay, because of slant angle, the mountain top are visible first. Okay, and sunset may be, the sun has gone down, yet the mountain top remains visible. अब इसमें एक refraction का भी angle है, where the sunlight kind of curves like this. ये भी true है. ठीक है. But our point here is, because of Earth's curvature, okay, the sun can, okay, lighten up the mountain tops before a sunrise and also after sunset. Okay, because of the Earth's curvature. Earth का जो curvature है, ये curvature ऐसे है. Okay, so what happens is, ये horizon है. The sunlight can impact the top of the mountain, whereas the other part mountain remains dark. ये हो जाएगा bright. अगर flat होता तो ऐसे नहीं होता. Flat में क्या होगा? The moment the sun comes up, the whole thing becomes bright, not just the mountain top. Okay, so this is one of the proof, but point is that this is a proof of Earth's surface being curved. Okay, but not a proof of spherical Earth. ये दो अलग चीज है कि Earth's surface is curved is not same as the Earth has a spherical shape. What I mean by this is, imagine कि Earth का shape शायद ऐसे है. Okay, ये जो curvature की वजह से ये अगर horizon है, okay, even then I can have the mountain top. So this phenomena where the mountain top becomes bright, the mountain top gets lighted, it's a proof of that the earth is curved but does not prove that earth is perfectly spherical. Perfect spherical का proof है this ship and the mast. ये perfect sphere का proof है because this slow gradual progression happens in all directions, okay, at all locations. हर जगह ये होता है ये. This is a proof, a conclusive proof of earth is a sphere. But this is not a conclusive proof. Okay, this is write down, इसमें add करो that this in जो brightening of mountain tops है, this can also be explained because of refraction of the light. Okay, so what happens is this is the earth's surface, ये horizon है, this is sun, as the light is coming from sun because of the varying density of the air here. This air is a bit more warmer. This sun rays can bend like this. It's possible. Okay, the sun rays can bend like this. So sun horizon के नीचे जा चुका है लेकिन sun दिख रहा है. This is because of refraction. Refraction where the sun is visible even after it is below the horizon. So light of the mountain tops can be explained by this also. I'm saying ये proof तो है but ये conclusive proof नहीं है, is what I am discussing. ठीक है, the sun is visible even after it is below the horizon. I'm assuming you all know what the horizon is. The straight line जो eyes में जाता है, okay, that's called as horizon. Okay, so you are standing here, okay, the straight line है, this line is called as the horizon, where the land and the sky seems to meet. The sun इसके नीचे जा चुका है, but sun फिर भी visible है. Why? Because of the refraction of the light. ठीक है, that's why I'm saying the lighting of the mountain tops, this is a proof but not a conclusive proof. It's a proof but not a conclusive proof of earth is a sphere. ठीक है, okay, the next one. क्या number 5 is क्या number 4? What is the point? Number 5. Number 5, fifth evidence. The fifth evidence. Okay. Now, do you know what is solar eclipse and lunar eclipse? पता है आपको? What is solar eclipse and what is lunar eclipse? Solar eclipse when the sun gets hidden. Hidden by what? Hidden by the shadow of earth or moon. When the sun gets hidden by the shadow of the moon. It is when the moon comes in between the sun and the earth. Okay, this is called as solar eclipse. The sun gets hidden by the shadow of the moon. The moon comes between the sun and the earth. It comes between the sun and the earth. So अगर ये sun है, if this is the sun here, this is the earth here. Okay, the moon has come in between like this. ठीक है, the moon has come in between like this, and therefore this part of, okay, the sun is not visible. ये दिखता नहीं है. So if you see from the earth, okay, the moon is hiding the sun. ठीक है, so ये जो दिखेगा नहीं, ये this will be kind of a round shape. Okay, so एक minute, let me. The sun gets hidden by. Now don't say shadow. I made a mistake here, and just say the sun gets hidden by the moon. Don't write shadow, because shadow कहां पर होगा? Okay, shadow earth में होगा, not on the moon. This is one mistake you can make. Okay, shadow is what? Behind the light, right? Okay, so the sun is not visible. Why? Because moon is blocking. Okay, the moon is not allowing for the sun visible, but shadow is on the earth, remember. Okay, so the blocking of the sun is as per the shape of the moon. The blocking of sun is as per the shape of the moon. So solar eclipse में the shape of what is obvious? The shape of the moon is obvious, not of the earth. Okay, moon circular hai. Okay, this is the sun here, and the moon is circular. So I can see this as not visible. Okay? Okay. That's about the solar eclipse. Now you come towards the lunar eclipse. Yeah. It depends कि किस टाइप का eclipse है. Partial eclipse है या total eclipse है. Okay. कोरोना आपका जो कोरोना visible होगा if there is total eclipse. तो ये सन है और मून ने पूरा ढक दिया है. Then a bright narrow margin will be visible, but not always. It's possible कि एक पार्ट ही छुपा, बाकी पार्ट छुपा नहीं. We'll call as a partial eclipse. ठीक है. So not every eclipse of the sun you can see the corona. Okay, fine, all of you online? Yes. Which two planets? Yes, that's called as transition, but they are not as large to hide the sun. तो उसमें एक small dot बन जाता है. This is the sun. When I say eclipse का मतलब क्या है? Eclipse should be substantial part gets hidden. But Mercury Venus so far away, they look like a small dot. They look like a small speck. We'll not call this as an eclipse. It can be anywhere. It can be anywhere. Distance, see, the size of this depends on the moon is near or far away. Okay, so the distance, this position will decide whether you have full eclipse. Okay, it's like, it's like my palm. If the palm is near my face, you can't see my face at all. If it's farther away, you can see a part of my face. So how much of moon gets covered, the sun gets covered depends on how close or far away the moon is. Okay, but Mercury, Venus are so small, okay, they look like a small dot. उसको बोलते हैं Mercury in transition or Venus in transit बोलते हैं. They look like a small dot, but they will not cause solar eclipse. ठीक है? All fine, all of you online students? Am I making sense to all of you? Yes? Yes? Okay, fine. If you have it out, let me know. So you understand solar eclipse. In solar eclipse, there is the shape of the moon visible, not about the earth. और वैसे भी, to know the shape of moon, I do not need to have a solar eclipse. I can see the moon directly itself, not a problem. And now we come towards the lunar eclipse. Lunar eclipse. This is when the earth, or this is when the moon is not visible. Okay, it's because the earth's shadow is on the moon. This is when the earth comes in between the sun and the moon. So when I talked about solar eclipse, I did not say moon's shadow. Okay? So this was the sun, this is the moon, and this is the earth. Okay. This is blocking the sun, solar eclipse, लेकिन जो shadow है, वो shadow पड़ रहा है कहां पर? On the earth. Shadow is on the earth. But if sun is here, earth is here, and say moon is here. Now what happens is, okay, the shadow of the earth can fall on the moon. The shadow of the earth can fall on the moon. So earth is between the sun and the moon, and this shadow, this is the lunar eclipse. All fine here? Okay. Now, so in this shadow, will I see the shape of the earth or not? Yes. ये जो shadow पड़ेगा, ये वही shape होगा ना, जो earth का shape होगा. So, if earth is flat, the shadow will be flat. If the earth is irregular shape, the shadow is irregular shape. If the earth is spherical, the shadow will be circular. So, जो lunar eclipse है, the lunar eclipse, okay, this will depict the shape of the earth. अब इसको क्या बोलोगे? Will this be a conclusive proof or this is still not a conclusive proof? क्या बोलेंगे आप? This is conclusive. Okay, the solar eclipse जो shape है, yes, यशवर्धन, it is conclusive proof. इसमें कोई doubt नहीं है. Okay, in fact, okay, this is a conclusive proof of earth as spherical shape. So conclusive में अभी दो आया है. One is the sequence in which we see the ship, and second is the lunar eclipse. Is it okay? Just one additional point. This is the sun, this is the moon, this is the earth, this is the sun, this is the earth, this is the moon. In which case, do I see full moon, one or two? In which case, अगर full moon दिखाई देगा, वो किस केस में दिखाई देगा? First case, second case. How do you see anything? Okay, आपको कुछ भी दिखता है, you see something, how do you see it? If this is my eyes here, this is my eyes here like this, light must fall on it and light must reflect back. Light must fall on it and light must reflect back. Then I see something. So जब full moon है, आपको पूरा moon दिखाई दे रहा है, तो पूरा moon किस में दिखाई देगा? केस 1 के केस 2 में. केस 1 में, okay, bright part कौन सा है? Part A bright है कि part B bright है? Which part is bright? Part A or B? A is bright. So B is dark. अर्थ से क्या देख रहे हो आप? डार्क और ब्राइट देख रहे हो? डार्क देख रहे हो. तो ये फुल मून होगा या अमावस्या होगा? दिस इज न्यू मून, नॉट फुल मून. दिस इज न्यू मून. दिस इज डार्क बिकॉज sun's light falls like this and reflects like this. Sun's light falls like this and reflects like this. तो यहां पर मून दिखाई नहीं देगा आपको. दिस इज डार्क. दिस इज कॉल्ड एज न्यू मून. आपको फुल मून दिखता है यहां पर. दिस इज द फुल मून. Is it okay, all of you? Because यहां पर, okay, this part is dark and this part is bright. Okay, so this is called as, ये number 2 को बोलते हैं the full moon position. And this is called as the new moon position. The full moon position and the new moon position. तो जो सोलार इक्लिप्स होता है वो होता है किस पोजीशन में होता है? फुल मून और न्यू मून? When do we have solar eclipse? New moon. New moon, this is the position of the solar eclipse. Okay. Full moon is the position for the lunar eclipse. Remember this. All fine? Yes, correct. Srishti, correct. So conclusive proof में, so when I say conclusive proof of Earth's spherical shape. Okay, what will I say? Will I say shape of Earth, okay, as visible as shadow in a full moon position, a shape of Earth as visible as a shadow in new moon position. Okay. A shape of Earth as in the lunar eclipse. A shape of Earth as in the solar eclipse. Answer क्या होगा बताओ? Shape of Earth as visible as shadow in full moon position. Shape of Earth as visible as shadow in the new moon position. Shape of Earth as in the lunar eclipse. Shape of Earth as in the solar eclipse. Answer क्या होगा? Say 1, 2, 3 and 4. Which statements are correct? Which is correct? 1 is correct and 3 is correct. ठीक है? लिखा आपने, लिख लो इसको. Write down these points, please. Write down this. Conclusive proof of Earth's spherical shape. Conclusive proof of, yes, Deep, good. Conclusive proof of Earth's spherical shape. Statement number 1 is shape of Earth as visible as shadow in, shape of Earth as visible as a shadow in the full moon position. Shape of Earth as visible as shadow in the new moon position. Lick low, please. Shape of Earth as in the lunar eclipse. Shape of Earth as in the solar eclipse. Answer is 1 and 3. The lunar eclipse is always for the full moon position. Is always for the full moon position. Okay, so this is the diagram you must remember. This is the new moon position, जिसमें कि होता है solar eclipse. In the full moon position, I have the lunar eclipse. The Earth's shadow will be visible in case of this one. This will give us the Earth's shadow on the moon. समझ में आ रहा है कैसे क्वेश्चंस आते हैं? Okay, you must know the logic and then answer this one. Online, is it okay, all of you? Online, is it fine? Shrishti, Deepak, Anurag, Yashwardhan, Radhika. Excellent, very nice. Okay, next. The sixth evidence. Okay. Now, pole star You know what's pole star? What's pole star? This is also called as the North Star. It's also called as the Polaris. It's also called as the Polaris. Okay. Up for whatever reason, the fact is, जो अर्थ का एक्सिस है, the Earth's axis is always pointing towards the North Star. It's a very far away star. Okay, it always points towards the North Star. ठीक है? Earth's axis points towards North Star. Therefore, the North Star depicts the direction of the true north. It depicts the direction of the true north. Okay, this is what you should know. Now, altitude of a star का मतलब क्या होता है? The height. In astronomy, when you are calculating, the height is in terms of the angle. Jaskirat, what did you miss out? Tell me. Jaskirat, what do you want me to explain again? क्या मिस किया आपने बताओ? What did you miss? Lunar eclipse. Okay. Back on this diagram. Lunar eclipse का मतलब होता है the moon is not visible. Why the moon not visible is because, basically it is normally visible, but for some reason it gets hidden. यहां पर तो normally not visible है, because this part is always dark. The always dark side, this is the new moon. आपको यहां पर मून नहीं दिखाई देगा, यहां पर आपका लूनार साइकिल शुरू होता है. The moon is dark, but यहां पर the moon is bright. Okay, the sun rays will fall on the moon and come towards the earth. So people standing here, they can see the moon. They have full moon position. But sometimes what happens is the earth's shadow falls on the moon because it has come very close. Okay, so ये चीज समझने के लिए you have to know what's called as umbra penumbra. ठीक है, I will try once. अगर समझ में आता है तो अच्छी बात है, otherwise we let it go. Okay, this is the earth. ये है सन. ये जो डार्क पार्ट है, this is where we have shadow of earth. This is called as the umbra of the earth's shadow. It's very dark. ये वाला part is not dark. This is called as the penumbra. Okay? Because of the positions, what happens is sometimes the moon is here. तो यहां पर कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. The sun rays can come here, strike the moon, and you can see full moon here. But because of distance, sometimes the moon comes to this position. तो यहां पर क्या होगा? Earth shadow is falling on the moon now. So ये वाला पार्ट दिखाई नहीं देगा. ये अगर और पास आ गया, okay, so the moon has come here. This is total lunar eclipse. इसमें मून दिखाई नहीं दे रहा बिल्कुल भी. So lunar eclipse partial है या total है, depends on the distance of the moon from the earth. Okay, because of its eccentricity, sometimes the moon is here, sometimes it is here. When it is beyond this triangle is called as the umbra triangle. अगर इसके beyond होगा, you will see the full moon. But if the moon comes for whatever reasons here, it overlaps here. It is full moon position, but this part is dark. Full moon position, but the whole moon is dark. Okay, so at this stage इतना ही बता पाएंगे. Okay, so in this part I will not have an eclipse. Eclipse बनेगा when the moon is in the umbra zone of the earth. तब आपको ये दिखता है lunar eclipse. Is it okay? In the umbra position, Shrishti, when the moon enters the umbra, this triangle is called the umbra position. ये है dark part, ये है diffuse light. ठीक है? So remember this, that the lunar eclipse is always for the full moon position, when moon otherwise should be full and bright. But because of the position, the orbit is such that sometimes the moon comes nearer, it gets intercepted by the umbra, we have the eclipse. ठीक है? I think all is clear here, all of you? हाँ, ये आप बना सकते हो diagram, not a problem. So this is a full moon, a full moon position. So when sun is here, earth in between, moon is here. ये सारों को बोलते हैं full moon position. Full moon position, full moon visible. Full moon position but lunar eclipse partial. Full moon position but full lunar eclipse. Okay, this is full moon position and full moon is visible. This is a full moon position but partial lunar eclipse. This is the full moon position, but it is total lunar eclipse. So when earth is in between, the moon is on this side, ये तीनों को बोलते हैं the full moon position. I can move on from here, all of you. Jaskirat, Srishti, offline guys, ठीक है? Okay, so come back. I was talking about this star called as Polaris. Polaris is the North Star. Okay, it gives us the two, and ये fixed है. Okay, for now at least, it is pointing towards the North Star. हालांकि there are studies that say the Earth का जो tilt है, it can keep on changing like this. As of now, it is pointing towards North Star. In some time, it can start pointing to another star. It's called as the star Vega. So Earth का tilt जो है, it is capable of changing direction like this. From about 22.1 degrees से लेकर, it can come to almost 24 degrees also. As of now, कितना है? 20 and a half. So at 20 and a half, it is pointing towards the pole star. So आप ये लिख सकते हो आप, that at an axial tilt of 23 and a half degrees to क्या horizontal or vertical, क्या लिखेंगे? At an axial tilt of 20 and a half degrees to the vertical. Earth axis is pointing towards North Star. But Earth's axis is capable of fluctuations. It is capable of fluctuations. Approximately 21.1 degrees से till as much as 24 degrees, 24.3 degrees तक जा सकता है. Okay. At axial tilt of 20.5 degrees, okay, Earth's axis is pointing towards the North Star. But I said Earth's axis is capable of fluctuations. Okay, ये fluctuations होता है once in 40,000 years or once in 41,000 years. Once in 40,000 years or 41,000 years. This tilt का change है, इसको बोलते हैं is called as Earth's axial obliquity. It's called as Earth's axial obliquity changes. Yes, Anurag, correct. Obliquity. Okay. So the Earth's axis can also point towards एक और star है called as the star Vega. Right now it is towards the North Star or the Polaris, but the Earth's axis can point towards star Vega also. तो इसकी हमें चिंता करने की जरूरत नहीं है for now. Okay. By the way, one trivial question. Okay, so in the northern hemisphere, okay, it is pointing towards the North Star. Towards south किस तरफ है? Anybody knows? ये axis है. This is the north. This is the North Star. Okay. This is the equator. Can you see the North Star in the southern hemisphere? Can you see the North Star in the southern hemisphere? No, you cannot. तो नॉर्थ वाले तो चलो नॉर्थ को देखकर वो करेंगे ट्रैवल. साउथ वाले क्या करेंगे? छुट्टी भी ना ले घूमने के लिए, बताओ क्या करेंगे? So there's something else. They track and they move. Anybody knows what it's called as? Nobody online? It's called as the Southern Cross. Southern Cross. So Southern Hemisphere में होते हैं. They are traveling, okay, keeping Southern Cross in mind. The Northern Hemisphere guys, they keep the North Star in mind. This is the axis and this is the angle 23.5 degrees to the vertical. Okay, this is a trivial point. Southern Cross looks like, it's like a cross. Okay, Deepak, like a cross. It's a constellation. It's a constellation. It's a cross. Okay, let's move on. Let's get back. Now, I was talking about altitude of a star. Altitude of a star. Okay. So, altitude जो होता है is always measured in terms of angle with the horizon. Is measured as angle with the horizon. मतलब if I'm standing on a surface like this and there's a star up there, so I know the star's height, altitude in terms of angle. The horizontal hai, I use a sextant and then I say, oh, this angle is at an angle of 40 degrees. You have 40 degrees angle. Okay. This some other angle at an angle of, okay, 70 degrees. This horizontal here. This horizontal plane here. So the altitude of a star is measured in terms of, okay, the angle with the horizontal. And that's how they use the mariners. They use the sextant. It's the instrument जिसमें कि आप रखकर आप angle measure कर सकते हो. ठीक है? This is one point. Now, the interesting point is, North Star जो है, the North Star is always aligned with the Earth's axis. और एक important point ये है that the altitude of the North Star is always equal to the latitude of the place. Remember this. The altitude of the North Star is equal to the latitude of the place. Of the place. Means, if you're standing at the North Pole, कहां पर होगा नॉर्थ स्टार? If you're at the North Pole, एकदम टिप पे खड़े हो, कहां पर होगा नॉर्थ स्टार? Where? 90 degrees का मतलब क्या है? This is your angle like this. 90 degrees का मतलब क्या है? It's perfectly vertical above my head. ठीक है? If I'm standing at 30 degree latitude, then the angle of North Star, if I calculate, will be 30 degrees with the horizontal. Okay, so this is your surface of the earth. Okay, this is equator. This is the maybe North Pole. So if you're standing here, okay, यहां पर देखोगे, the North Star will look right here. If you look at the equator, the North Star will look like at the horizon, zero angle. If you're at 20 degrees, okay, then the angle will be at 20 degrees here. Can you imagine here, all of you? The angle of the star with the horizon, the altitude of the North Star is always equal to the latitude of a place. That is how those who are traveling, they would know where they are. They would know, oh, this is north, plus they would know, calculate karke, oh, this is 10 degrees north latitude I'm standing at. That's how they used to travel. So remember this, okay, that for North Star, the altitude of North Star is always equal to the latitude of the place. का मतलब है, अगर आप इक्वेटर पे खड़े हो, where will the North Star be? If you are at the equator, where will the North Star be? It will be exactly at the horizon. एकदम सामने दिखाई देगा, horizon पे. एकदम लगेगा where the sky and the land is meeting. Angle is zero in front, correct? Like, if this is the equator, एकदम zero है. As I go towards the pole, I can see North Star is rising with me. And at the pole, it's perfectly vertical. Is it okay, all of you? Achha, now, this is because of Earth is a sphere. Let me explain this to you. ये क्यों होता है? So this is the north. Okay. This is the axis. Say I am standing here. And this is the horizon. Horizon is always at 90 degrees to the vertical. Okay, this is where I am standing. Okay, ये जो latitude है, इसका अगर ये angle theta है, what's the value of latitude here? Anybody knows? Theta. Okay, so latitude is measured as the angular distance from the center of the earth. This is 0 latitude. This is 10 degree latitude. 20, 30, 40, 50, ये है 90. ठीक है? So this angle is what? This is the latitude of the place. Okay? So if you do some calculations here, okay, it is not as difficult. This is, say, angle called x. Okay, if you do geometry here, say this is the pole star. Okay, say this is the pole star. But remember, when the lights come from very far, the lights are all coming, okay, parallel. Lights यहाँ पर parallel आती हैं. Lights come parallel. Lights come parallel. Lights come parallel. So अगर नॉर्थ स्टार है, ये लाइट्स पैरेलल आ रही होती हैं. So if you do some bit of geometry here, this theta is equal to this angle. And this is nothing but the angle of the North Star. So you need not do all the mathematical calculations here. आप बस याद रखो. At best, you can use the diagram maybe if you want to use it, which they will not ask, I'm sure. Okay, that the angle, ये theta latitude है. This is equal to the altitude of the North Star. So this is a conclusive proof of Earth is a sphere. ये ज्योमेट्री होता नहीं अगर अर्थ स्फेरिकल नहीं होता. Okay, that North Star's altitude is the latitude of a place. North Star's altitude is equal to the latitude of a place okay, is because Earth is a sphere. Remember this. So in conclusive proofs, you have got three proofs. One is the way we see the ship coming towards the shore is one. The second is the lunar eclipse का जो transition होता है. And third is the North Star altitude. The North Star's altitude is equal to latitude of a place because Earth is a sphere. This diagram, for some of you mathematics guys, okay, you are curious, otherwise आप याद कर लेना. I know, Shrishti, this has been asked question, but in a different way, not like this. All good? And again, for a curiosity, if you want to know this, that जो सप्तश्री मंडल है, something like this, 7 stars. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stars here. This looks like a question mark. It's also called as the Great Bear. It's also called as the Great Dipper. It's also called as Ursa Major. ये जो दो स्टार हैं, this is called as Merak. This is called as Duhe. If you join Merak and Duhe, you get the pole star or the Polaris. Okay, it's more of a वो curiosity वाला just for your trivia points, nothing they'll ask you, I believe. But know that it's called as Ursa Major. It's called as Ursa Major. And North Star is not a part of the Ursa Major, remember this. North Star इसका part नहीं है. Anybody knows North Star किसका part है? North Star is not a part of the Great pair constellation. I'm only saying कि आप ये दोनों जोड़ दोगे तब मिलता है पोल स्टार. Is part of, otherwise pole star is part of which constellation? Ursa Minor. Another one here that looks like this, उल्टा चलेगा यहां पर, ये उसका part है. Okay, not a part of, yes. Okay, it's a part of Ursa Minor. It almost looks like same one, a smaller shape में है. Yes, Shrishti. Okay, so North Star जो है, it is part of Ursa Minor constellation, not a part of the Great Bear, not a part of Ursa Major constellation. All good? Can I move on now? We have some discussions about Earth's shape. A North Star पे 2-3 सवाल पूछा हुआ questions हैं. So I went a bit more to tell you the details of the North Star. Okay, then we'll move on now. We'll move on. So something about Earth's shape and the associated facts. The shape we understand it is spherical, okay? But because of Earth's rotation, the actual shape is not perfectly spherical. What do we have? We have bulging equator and we have flattening poles. The equator hai, so Earth should have been a sphere like this. In reality, the poles are a bit flat. The equator is a bit more bulge. The poles are a bit flat. The equator is a bit more bulge. ये equator है. This equator, the polar diameter. The equator diameter is more. The polar diameter is less. There is flattening of the poles and there is bulging of the equator. I think all of us know this. इस शेप को क्या बोलते हैं? इस शेप को क्या बोलते हैं? It's called as geoid. Geoid का मतलब होता है earth like. Okay, and otherwise also called as oblate, okay, spheroid. Okay, the shape is called as geoid, also called as oblate spheroid. Why this happens? This happens because of Earth's rotation and it is responsible for the centrifugal force. So this part of Earth gets thrown out. ऐसे फेंका जाता है. This part gets flattened. This throwing out is because of the centrifugal force. Okay? So the equatorial diameter is more than the polar diameter. The equatorial diameter is more than the polar diameter. On an average, the distance, the linear distance between latitudes कितना है? Anybody knows? The distance between two latitudes. अगर ये अर्थ है, this is 0 latitude, 10, 20, 30, 40 and so on. So 1 degree and so on. ठीक है? So between the distance between every 1 degree, कितना distance होगा? Yes. So the distance between latitudes is equal to 111 kilometer or approximately 69 miles. 111 kilometer or 69 miles. How do you know this? बस सिंपल है. अर्थ का जो एंगल है 360 है. अर्थ का जो सरकमफ्रेंस है अप्रोक्सीमेटली 40,000 है किलोमीटर्स. सो वन कंप्लीट राउंड इज 40,000 किलोमीटर सरकमफ्रेंस. आप डिवाइड कर दो, आपको ये मिल जाएगा. यू डिवाइड द circumference of the earth by 360 degrees, you will get 111 kilometers on average. ठीक है? Because of geoid shape, what will happen is the distance between 1 degree latitude towards the poles is more than the distance between 1 degree latitude towards the equator. This what happens because of the geoid shape. The distance between 1 degree latitude towards the poles is more than, slightly more than, other distance difference nahi hai, is slightly more than the distance between 1 degree latitude towards the equator. Okay. What we are saying here is, what I'm saying here is, if this was your earth and say this is 1 degree latitudes, अगर ये perfectly spherical होता, then this distance is equal to this distance, is same as this distance, is same as this 111, 111, 111 per degree. But because earth is flattened like this and bulging like this, so what happens is the distance between this is a bit less than the distance between this. यहां देखो फ्लैट हो गया ना, ये ज्यादा बढ़ जाएगा आपका. I hope it's fine, all of you here. The distance between the latitudes towards the poles is slightly more than the distance between latitudes towards the equator, and that's because of the geoid shape of the earth. So that's one consequence. Achha, now because of this, next point, kya hai, whatever point you have, the next point is here, because of geoid shape, Earth's gravitational pull is not same at all latitudes. Because of geoid shape, Earth's gravitational pull is not same at all latitudes. The force of gravity is proportional to mass का product divided by radius का square. This is the equation of gravity. Force of gravity is equal to the mass product divided by square of radius. So if Earth is is oblate spheroid, you tell me where is the radius more? The radius is more towards the poles or towards the equator? Where is the radius more? Towards the equator. So gravity ज्यादा कहां पर होगा? Equator पे होगा कि pole पे होगा? Okay. So because of okay, equatorial radius is more than the polar radius. Okay, the force of gravity at equator is less than the force of gravity at the poles. Equator पे approximately it is around 9.8 meter per second square. At the poles it's about 10 meter per second square. G. Acceleration due to gravity at the poles it's approximately 10 meter per second square, and at the equator is approximately 9.8 meter per second square. All good here? This is very, very elementary. आप इसका सवाल सुनो. What happens? What can I ask you? So if I have, यहां तक ठीक है, all of you, all fine? Online. This I believe you all know. Okay. नहीं है तो it's not a big deal. Now you know the answer, more or less. All good? Now the question is, okay, for a pendulum clock, the clock will gain time at equator, will lose time at equator, it will gain time at the poles, it will lose time at the equator. Oh, sorry, at the poles. This is the question you have to answer. Because of Earth's shape, because of Earth's oblate spheroid shape, which of these statements is correct or are correct? Okay. The clock will gain time, the clock will lose time, and कहां पर? पहले बताओ. First tell me. Yeah, listen. There is a clock. It runs slow, it runs fast. Okay. So which clock we say is losing time? A slow moving clock loses time or a fast moving clock loses time? Which is losing time? ठीक है. आप कंफ्यूज करोगे क्लॉक एंड पर्सन के बीच में. ओके, ये है डिफरेंस. इफ माई क्लॉक इज मूविंग स्लो का मतलब क्या है? ओके, इट शुड हैव बीन 8 बट इट इज नाउ 7. इट शुड हैव बीन 10 minutes past but it is 5 minutes past. ये स्लो हो गया आपका. My clock must show say 10:30, दिखा रहा है 10:15. Is moving slow. Okay, so a slow moving clock is losing time. ठीक है. And a fast moving clock will gain time. Let's be clear there. ठीक है. Now for a person, देखो, मुझे खत्म करना था 10:30 में. Okay, and the clock is moving slow. If my clock was right, maybe I had another 15 minutes to finish my class. But the clock is moving slowly. Okay, so time rather than showing 10:15, it is showing 10:10. Slow हो गया. So for the person that I am, मेरे पास 15 मिनट था. अब कितना मेरे पास टाइम है एक्चुअली? My class completion is 10:30. The right clock is 10:15. But I have a slow clock that is showing 10:10. Okay. अगर मेरे पास ये घड़ी है, so I am what? I am gaining time or am I losing time? I am gaining time. समझ में आ रहा है? 15 मिनट में क्लास खत्म हो जाता, बट मेरा घड़ी स्लो चल रहा है. ओके, सो घड़ी मेरा पीछे चल रहा है, राइट? बिकॉज ऑफ विच आई हैव गॉट मोर टाइम, इजंट इट? सो आई हैव गेन्ड 5 minutes more. Okay, so a person gains time when the clock moves slow. Is it okay, all of you? So a clock moving slow, the clock is losing time, but the person is gaining time. Is it clear? For a clock moving fast, it should have been 10 o'clock. It is showing 10:25. The person is what? Losing time. A person will lose time. ये ठीक है, all of you fine here? ठीक है? No problem here? Okay, so ये इंपॉर्टेंट है. क्लॉक जब लूज करेगा टाइम, the person will gain time. When the clock is gaining time, so if the clock is moving slowly, मतलब इसका कांटा धीरे धीरे बढ़ेगा. It is losing time. The clock moves fast. The clock is gaining time. Okay? So because at the equator, the gravity is less, the clock pendulum will move slowly or fast? Two places, okay? Place A and place B. This is less gravity, this is more gravity. ज्यादा खींच रहा है, ये कम खींच रहा है. This pendulum, the swing जो है, because ज्यादा खींच रहा है, will it swing fast or slow? It will move fast. Because आपने यहां रखा, फट से इधर आ जाएगा. ये वाला जो है, ये स्लो चलेगा. Okay, basically you are displacing the pendulum like this. आपने छोड़ दिया. अगर ज्यादा ग्रेविटी है, फास्ट नहीं आ जाएगा नीचे. When it pulls down fast, it will move fast. But जब पुल कम होगा, तो आराम से नीचे आएगा, आराम से ऊपर जाएगा फिर. ठीक है? तो जहां पर ग्रेविटी लेस है, द क्लॉक विल मूव स्लो. जहां पर ग्रेविटी ज्यादा है, द क्लॉक विल मूव फास्ट. सो जहां पर फास्ट है, ये क्लॉक क्या कर रहा होगा? इट इज गेनिंग टाइम. दिस विल लूज टाइम. द पर्सन विल gain time. The person will lose time. हो गया आंसर? So for a pendulum clock, the clock will move slowly. It will lose time at the equator. It will gain time at the poles, because it will move fast. It will move. The clock is slow. The clock is fast. अब ठीक है? This looks like a very big, complex question. है बहुत simple. You just had to know the effect of Earth's, geoid shape. Yes, Kunal. This is how the geography of GS is different from the geography of optional. वहां पर ये सब थोड़ी पढ़ते हैं हम लोग. And most of these are commonsensical. You don't have to be a physicist here. Okay, एकदम physics का ज्ञान equation लगा के, oh please don't do that. All good here? Gain time and lose time? Okay. So that's one more topic done. Okay. Now I will not discuss much because इससे पिछले 10-15 साल में there have been no questions asked. Questions on time zones. But I'll just tell that to you quickly. So I'm done with the shape. Okay, shape of the earth. What are the consequences? The evidence of the shape. I'm done with that. A quick discussion on the time zones. And please go slow on this. Okay, इसमें questions पूछते नहीं है, जब पूछेगा देखा जाएगा, but नहीं पूछ रहा है, don't kill yourself on this. Okay, so we have an Greenwich meridian. Greenwich, you write as Greenwich, you pronounce as Greenwich. Okay, Greenwich meridian. This is an it's the Royal Observatory. This is the 0-degree meridian. Okay, this is the prime meridian. It's your work to find out the prime meridian passes through which countries and through which main cities. या आप करके आप कल डिस्कस करेंगे मेरे साथ में. Which countries through which it passes? Of course, Britain तो होगा ही होगा. Which countries of Europe? Which countries of Africa? Which cities are on the prime meridian? Okay. Yes. So इसको आप देख के करना. एक और मिस कर रहे हो सृष्टि. You're missing. Okay. Yes, correct. Yes. So ये आप ढूंढना and tell me the city's name. ये किस किस cities के through जाती हैं? The main cities. This is your work. Okay. The countries and the cities. ये आप देख लेना. ठीक है? Okay, that's one. Second is we have the international dateline. International dateline is also called as IDL. This is almost coincident with 180 degrees meridian. Okay. It's actually not same because of the islands. The meridian has some bends like this. The ideal जो है, this is not perfectly straight. Okay, so at the Bering Strait ऐसे कट जाएगा, नीचे आके the islands of Pacific वहां पर टेढ़ा हो जाएगा. Yes, Fiji Islands, correct. So it is not perfectly straight. And just 2 days ago, our Prime Minister was in Fiji and in Papua New Guinea. So ये news में आ जाता है. So you find out and your assignment will be draw this. Freehand में कौन से islands are on this side and which are on this side. तो आप बताओ which is the western hemisphere and which is the eastern hemisphere in this. Two is the western. Remember this. and this is the eastern. ये पैसिफिक ओशन में लाइन है. Okay, our common sense tells us कि east is on the right, the west on the left. But you are talking about a sphere जो ऐसे बंद हो गया है. Okay, so that's why this is called as the western hemisphere, correct? And this is the eastern. इधर आपका एशिया है. So if I draw this, something like this होगा. This is the date line is something like this, ऐसे फिर ऐसे and so on. This is Asia side. This is Asia. This is the eastern side. This is North America. This is the western side. Okay, this fact you should know. Yes, Deepak, correct. Achha, now, next point. For every 15-degree latitude, time changes by 1 hour. हर 15 डिग्री में the time changes by 1 hour. ठीक है? That's one. Moving east from prime meridian. Moving east from prime meridian. टाइम बढ़ेगा या घटेगा? If this is the prime meridian, you're moving eastwards. Time बढ़ेगा. Say for random, say this is say 12 p.m. Okay. इधर क्या होगा? More than 12 p.m. or less than 12 p.m. More than. ठीक है? So moving eastwards from prime meridian, time increases. Time increases. Okay. Therefore, a person gains time or loses time. Yes, a person will lose time. Okay. It's the same story. घड़ी आगे चलेगा. So a person will have less time with himself. A person will lose time. Moving westwards, ये टाइम पीछे चल रहा होगा. Moving westwards from prime meridian, time is behind, and therefore a person gains time. A person gains time. So I don't think I will explain this to you beyond what I have already said. Okay, मुझे कहीं पर पहुंचना था 4 बजे. If I have moved on this side, okay, I have less time to reach 4. If I'm this side, I'm having more time to reach the 4 p.m. That's the idea. Okay? You remember this. Westwards, a person will gain time. Eastwards, the person will lose time. But time जो है वो advance हो जाएगा. घड़ी आगे दिखाएगा. Okay. Therefore, the person will be losing time. Okay. Now you come towards India. This is an important discussion. न्यूज में रहा है, डिबेट्स हैं. So इंडिया में the standard meridian is how much? 82.5 degrees east. This passes through Mirzapur in UP, and not very far away from Nagpur either. It passes through Mirzapur. ये हमारा meridian. This is the reference meridian for IST. Reference meridian for IST. That's one for India. The second fact is IST is about 5.5 hours ahead of Greenwich Mean Time. It's 5.5 hours ahead of the Greenwich Mean Time, because eastwards है तो आगे रहेगा. No problem here. It's 5.5 degrees ahead of Greenwich Mean Time. Okay. Next. India में which agency maintains the time? किसी के पास responsibility है? There's a body. It's called as CSIR. Okay. NPL. Okay. Council for Scientific and Industrial Research. Council for Scientific and Industrial Research. National Physical Lab. National Physical Lab. न्यू दिल्ली में है. Okay. National Physical Laboratory, New Delhi. This is the timekeeper of India. It is timekeeper of India. It maintains time using 5. It maintains time using 5 cesium. CAESIUM. Cesium atomic clocks. Using 5 cesium atomic clocks. So who is India's timekeeper? CSIR, NPL, National Physical Laboratory. Okay. ये जो IST था, this IST was accepted in 1906. Okay. This IST was accepted in 1906. इसके पहले क्या था? India had 3 reference meridians for time. India had 3 reference meridians for time. There was a Calcutta time, there was a Madras time, and there was a Bombay time. 1884 onwards, they were using these 3 meridians. उसके पहले तो all local चल रहा था. All in terms of local time, local sunrise. They didn't care about what's happening beyond. 1884 से 1906 तक India used 3 reference meridians. We had a Calcutta time, we had a Madras time, and we had a Bombay time. 1906, we made it as Indian Standard Time. 1 meridian for reference. Okay? Achha, yes. Atomic clocks, they're based on the electron vibrations. One type of metal. So in atomic clocks, the time is maintained not by the solar or the lunar cycles, because it's maintained by the time periodicity of the electrons moving. That's why they're very accurate. Because there will be no fluctuations in the cesium atomic times. The atomic watches are based on those electron things. Okay, that's why they're accurate. Otherwise, the solar and lunar is very fluctuating, no? They go by atomic clocks. So for those high-level research, they use atomic clocks. Hi Jayant, good morning. You are late by couple of hours, but कोई बात नहीं. हम time का ही पढ़ रहे हैं. So that should help you there. ठीक है? Okay, now, अब debate कहाँ शुरू होता है? बस सुन लो थोड़ा कहानी first. We'll get back. Now see, India's India is a pretty big country. Okay, 30 degrees का east west extent है. About 97 something towards the northeast and about 65 something towards Rajasthan side, Gujarat side. The 30 degrees is a pretty wide difference. Okay, what happens is when we say it is morning at IST, morning east में और पहले हो चुका है. When the sunrise is happening at Lucknow, Allahabad, Mirzapur, okay, the sunrise has happened at least 2 hours or sometimes 3 hours before in the east in the summers. So, agar Delhi mein the sunrise is, say, I'm saying about 5:30. In the summers, northeast ke edge mein, the sunrise has happened at around 4 o'clock. Almost 2 hours पहले हो चुका होता है. Okay, so Andaman Nicobar Islands and northeast are very eastwards. The big difference between the northeast corner and the western corner. मैंने कहा ना 15 degree is 1 hour, right? And India का difference कितना है? 30 degrees. 2 घंटे का difference हो जाता है. That's a very big difference. Okay, so what happens is, say I have declared, if I have declared that our office time starts at 9 a.m. here. In the northeast, actually वहां पर देखा जाए, if I go by not the IST, if I go by the local time, it's already 1 hour ahead. But we have equalized it. So imagine this. Imagine case here. This is the sunrise. This is sunset. This is for the IST 82.5 degree meridian. Okay. If you look at Eastern India, इनका sunrise यहाँ हो चुका है. Okay. And my work time starts at 9 a.m. Okay. So these guys have lost this much time. और उनका काम यहां शुरू हो रहा है. I have said 9 to 5 is my work timing. Okay. So what happens is northeast में they are losing their work time. और इनका sunset हो जाता है. So the time that these guys work for, these guys have lesser time to work because ये time इनका waste हो जाता है. Okay. If you look at farmers, the farmers, they don't go by time, they go by sunrise. सूरज उठा या ढलेगा, काम शुरू हुआ, काम बंद हुआ. So उनके लिए problem है for all the other offices. So while these guys get 8-9 hours of work, they're getting only 5-7-8 hours of work, not proper 9 hours of work. Okay, why? Because India is a very broad country. There are many countries that have more than one time zones. US में they have got 4 time zones. The Eastern time zone, a Central time zone, a Mountain time zone, and a Pacific time zone. US में 4 time zones हैं. Russia, I think, has 11 of them. Yes, 11 time zones हैं. Okay, so ऐसे differences हैं. Countries which have vast east-west length. Okay, इनमें you need more time zones. But one country which is China has only one time zone because they all believe in uniformity and one standard. India also has one time zone. This is a debate now that we are losing time. And this becomes a bigger problem, okay, when we have this season thing. देखो, in the equatorial areas, वहां पर daylight is same at all locations. वहां पर problem नहीं है. आप poles चले जाओ, वहां पर भी घड़ी से काम कोई नहीं करता नहीं है. Why? Because it can be 6 months of daytime, it can be 6 months of night time. They don't care about sunrise, sunset. They have their own slot time. The problem is the middle latitudes. Okay, so there are debates about how to solve this problem. Okay, write down 2 lines यहाँ पर लिखो आप. This can be a proper question. MCQ भी पूछ सकता है. They can also ask you as a mains question also. Right now, that India is an east-west India is an east-west elongated country. East-west elongated country. From 68 degrees 7 minutes east in Gujarat. 68 degrees 7 minutes east in Gujarat to 97 degrees 25 minutes east in the northeast. In the northeast. Okay, northeast as in Arunachal Pradesh. India is an east-west extended country. This is approximately equal to 30 degrees of longitude difference. 30 degrees of longitude difference. Next. According to meridians, 30 degrees would mean 2 hours difference. Would mean 2 hours difference if not for IST. It would mean 2 hours difference if not for IST. ठीक है, IST नहीं होता, okay, the difference of time would have been 2 hours. Okay, right, next. The northeast parts of India have northeast parts and Andaman Nicobar Islands. The northeast parts of India and Andaman Nicobar Islands have much earlier sunrise. Sometimes as early as 4 a.m. according to local time in the summers. As early as 4 a.m. according to local time in the summers. Next, Mirzapur, along Mirzapur meridian, 82.5 degrees east. Results in the northeastern parts of India losing effective work time. ठीक है, write down. This also means in the winters. This also means the winters. The work time in northeast. क्या होगा बताओ? सनसेट्स के पहले खत्म हो जाएगा कि बाद में खत्म होगा? बाद में खत्म होगा, which means what? They are using more electricity. Winters में the work times in northeast continue, okay, beyond the sunset times. It continues beyond the sunset hours, entailing use of electricity and power. Entailing use of more electricity and power. I hope you got the point here. एक तो इनको काम करने का सही टाइम मिलता नहीं है, और जो मिलता है that goes beyond the sunset. Okay, so that is lot of power consumption. That is lot of your daily rhythm gets impacted. The farmers start the work early. बाकी लोग शुरू करते हैं देर से. It's bright sunlight by the time the work starts in the northeastern India. So they're losing good amount of natural daylight work hours. So northeast India lose daylight working hours. Daylight working hours. ठीक है. अच्छा, इसको काउंटर करने के लिए what are the options with us? Okay, so what are the possible solutions? Okay, एक solution ये है that India can have 2 time zones. India can have 2 time zones. It can have the Eastern IST 1 and can have the Western IST 2. No, it will be Western IST 1, sorry. It will be Western IST 1 and Eastern IST 2. Okay, so ये अगर इंडिया है, आप डिवाइड कर दो. Okay, ये अलग टाइम जोन हो गया. ये वेस्टर्न साइड IST 1 कर दो. It includes right up to parts of Bihar and West Bengal, and have the Eastern IST 2 that includes West Bengal and rest of the Northeast India. You can have two time zones. Okay, but 2 time zones ka, this is a big challenge in operationalizing in India. Banks will be impacted, trains will get impacted. Okay, हर चीज लिखना पड़ेगा. Train time this IST 2, train time this IST 1. Okay, there are problems, and this is a bigger problem because Indian population is not as educated. US में problems होती हैं. Going from west towards east, they have a big issue. हर बार उनको change करना पड़ता है घड़ी. Imagine people who are in India, farmers हैं, not as educated. So it becomes a huge mess. It will be an operational challenge in India. Okay, it can impact security, it can impact travel, it can impact business, banking transactions सब impact हो जाएगा. So ये 2 time zone वाला जो idea है, okay, we said, this can create conflicts. हमारे पास लड़ने के लिए कुछ कम रीजन तो है नहीं. Okay, धर्म है, जात है, जेंडर है, रीजन है, उसमें आप एक टाइम भी ऐड कर दोगे आप. Okay, we are IST 1, IST 2 लड़ लो. Okay, yeah, so we already are fractured in many ways. We do not want another division in our work and our lifestyles. So 2 time zone वाला discussion जो है, this is okay now not accepted. The second solution is that we can shift the IST okay eastwards. 82.5 degrees है, ठीक है. So you shift it eastwards, okay, to 90 degrees east. Basically आपने okay 7.5 degrees आगे बढ़ कर दिया. 15 degrees means how much time? 1 hour. 7.5 degrees means 30 minutes. So if I move it towards 9 degree east, IST will advance by 30 minutes. That's some benefit for the Northeast. Okay, so IST को shift कर दो from 82.5 to east to, so this is shifting by 7.5 degrees east, and therefore advancing the time by 30 minutes. और इसमें significant advantage हो जाएगा for the Northeast, advancing the time by 30 minutes, which can have significant advantage for the northeastern parts. Okay, this is one solution. And the third solution is what's called as daylight saving method. Daylight saving method. Okay. Now listen, what is done? Now see, say, what do we want Northeast में? I want people to start work early or late. All of you please answer the questions, okay? इसको रट्टा मत मारना, आप समझना होगा. What do I want in Northeast? I want them to start work early or later? Early. Okay. So when I start at 9 o'clock, they must start at 8 o'clock, right? तभी होगा, that's when they can use the timing. To do that, what I must do? Should I advance the watch or should I move the clock back? Okay, no, wait. For example, okay, I want to wake my daughter. Okay, मुझे उठाना है उसको 5 बजे. ठीक है, वो घड़ी देख के बोलती है नहीं पापा इट इज, और उठाना है 6 बजे. पापा इट इज ओनली 5:30, गिव मी 30 मिनट्स मोर. तो मैं क्या करूंगा? उसका घड़ी को आगे बढ़ा दूंगा या पीछे करूंगा? आगे बढ़ा देंगे. ठीक है, सो जब वो 5:30 हो रहा होगा, मैं बोलूंगा 5:30 कहां हुआ है? मैंने बढ़ा के दिखा, देखो 6:30 हो चुका है. Have you got the point here? So when I want to wake her up earlier, what I'll do is I will move the clock ahead. Okay? So वैसे ही. So for Northeast, if I want them to start work early, क्या करना होगा? मुझे घड़ी को आगे बढ़ाना पड़ेगा. Okay? आगे कब बढ़ाना होगा? समर में या विंटर में? अर्ली सनराइज कब हो जाता है? समर में होता है. तो जल्दी काम शुरू कब करना होगा? समर में. तो घड़ी आगे कब बढ़ाना है? समर में. गॉट इट ऑल ऑफ यू? बिकॉज इन द समर्स, यशवर्धन, नो मैकेनिकल आंसरिंग हियर. समझ के करो आप, कोई दिक्कत नहीं होगी. और ये याद रखना कि पापा को उठाना है मुझे, ओके, और वो क्या घड़ी दिखाएंगे. अगर 5 बज रहा होगा, उन्हें घड़ी आगे बढ़ा देना है, एंड शो कि ये 5 कहां पर? 7 बज चुका, आप जल्दी उठ जा बच्चे. द सेम आइडिया. इन द समर्स, the sunrise happens earlier. In the summers, the day starts earlier. Okay, so in the summers, the watch has to be moved ahead. अगर 30 मिनट से 1 घंटा भी आगे कर देते हैं, तो प्रॉब्लम इज सॉल्व. दैट इज हाउ वी से दैट वी गेट डे लाइट. हमने डे लाइट को बचा लिया ना, अदरवाइज क्या मैं डे का लाइट को वेस्ट कर रहा था मैं. ओके, सो आई एम सेविंग डे लाइट. इन द समर्स, द वॉच इज मूव्ड अहेड. ठीक है, हम समर के ड्यूरिंग करेंगे, समर के बाद करेंगे, समर के पहले करेंगे. क्या करेंगे हम? When will I do this? I want to change the clock. So, I have to wake up my daughter. I will change the time before the right time, during or later? Before, right? So in summers, I will do before. Before का मतलब क्या है? कौन सा सीजन है? स्प्रिंग सीजन है. So the daylight saving, the watches are advanced, okay, in the spring season. ये मार्च में कर देते हैं या अप्रैल में कर देते हैं. And when winter comes, they will again put it back. Okay, ये टेक्निक को बोलते हैं daylight saving technique. Is it okay all of you? Yes. खासकर नॉर्थ ईस्ट के लिए होगा. बाकी की जरूरत नहीं है ना. बाकी आप चल रहे हो, आईएसटी में चल रहे हो, आप कर तो हजे कर सकते हो, बट हमें प्रॉब्लम कहां हो रहा है? नॉर्थ ईस्ट में, तो वहां करेंगे. दैट्स द कंसर्न. यस. तो आप बताओ कि ये 3 सोल्यूशन में विच इज द बेस्ट? विच इज द बेस्ट? इफ द आईएसटी इज द बेस्ट, उसमें you all have standardized one. Daylight saving is a lot of calculations. सबको आगे बढ़ाना है, सबको पीछे करना है, रात के 2 बजे चेंज करना होगा. And understand, not all are educated. Again, problems होंगी उसमें. So if you look at India, we say the most simple one is shift IST to 90 degrees east. उसमें कब सब काम सेट हो गया आपका. Okay, 2 time zone is, it will be disaster. Yeah, tell me. उतना फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा. प्रॉब्लम है कि नॉर्थ ईस्ट में दे आर लूजिंग लॉट ऑफ टाइम. ठीक है, इधर में लुक एट इंडियाज मैप. इंडियाज मैप टेपरिंग ऐसे है. इफ यू लुक एट इंडियाज मैप, से विदाउट इंपैक्ट तो नहीं है. तो समवेयर हियर आपका लाइन जा रहा है. ठीक है, बिकॉज ये टेपरिंग है. वैसे भी यहां पर नॉट मच पीपल, बल्क ऑफ पीपल तो इंडिया में यही है ना. ओके, यूपी, वेस्ट बिहार, बंगाल, एमपी. ओके, दिस इज हाफ ऑफ इंडियाज पॉपुलेशन. तो अगर आप यहां शिफ्ट करते हो, दिस एरिया विल नॉट हैव मच चेंज. और वैसे भी ये टेपरिंग है, तो वैसे भी यहां पर कम लैंड है. तो मोर पीपल आर ऑन दिस साइड ऑफ इंडिया. रिमेंबर दिस. इधर ज्यादा लोग हैं, राइट. यूपी, बिहार, बंगाल, ओडिशा, आंध्रा, this has more people than on this side. The shifting IST seems more practical than the daylight saving or 2 time zone. तो absolutely no. एक बार होगा ना, उसके बाद स्टेज या फॉर इंडिया में एक ही बार से प्रॉब्लम होगा ना. एक बार शिफ्ट किया आपने, ओके, स्टेज हियर फॉर एवर. फिर आप वापस नहीं लाओगे इधर. द 90 डिग्री ईस्ट नियर कोलकाता बिकम्स अ रेफरेंस पॉइंट. अभी क्या है, 82.5 यहां पर है. हम इसको हटा देंगे, अब इसको बना देंगे रेफरेंस लाइन. ओके, सो डूइंग दिस वन शिफ्ट इज बेटर देन हर साल यहां शिफ्ट करो. और 2 टाइम जोन इज गोइंग टू बी क्रेजी फॉर अस. ठीक है, इमेजिन योर यूपीएससी एंट्रेंस एग्जामिनेशन, प्रीलिम्स वाला. IST 2 में ये टाइम है, 1 में ये टाइम है, और घड़ी आप चेंज करना भूल गए, पहुंचना आधे घंटे लेट में. उसके बाद फाइन ऑल ऑफ यू राइट अ स्मॉल पैराग्राफ ऑन डेलाइट सेविंग मेथड. ये ऑनलाइन, इज इट ओके? या दे कैन स्टार्ट. अदिति इसीलिए तो कर रहे हैं. व्हाट यू आर सेइंग इज वन टाइप ऑफ डेलाइट सेविंग मेथड, बट यू मस्ट डू दैट, अदिति, एवरी ईयर. Okay, that is the confusion. ठीक है? Okay. So daylight saving method went down that locations where sunrise is earlier. Locations where sunrise is earlier. Okay. Particularly in summers, when there is a significant change. In summers, when there is a significant change in the duration of the daytime. Watches are advanced. So as to start the day earlier. This is followed in the US and in many countries of Europe. This is followed in the US and in many countries of the Europe. For Northeast India, it is recommended. The watches be set ahead by 30 minutes or 1 hour. Watches be set ahead by 30 minutes or by 1 hour. This is generally done. This is generally done in the spring, in the month of March and April. In the spring, in the month of March and April, and the clock is reset back, in early winters or autumn, in the month of October, November. It is reset back in early winter or autumn, in the month of October or November. तो यूएस में मार्च में बढ़ा देते हैं और नवंबर में बैक कर देते हैं. They do this every year. Okay, continue. In India, this could still pose operational problems. In India, this could still pose operational problems. But याद रखो, ये जो system है, it is already used in the tea gardens of India, in Assam and in Bengal. They call that as chai bagan time. They don't follow IST time. They go by sunrise, sunset. Write down. A variant of daylight saving method. A variant of daylight saving method is already used in the tea gardens of Bengal and Assam. Is used in the tea gardens of Bengal and Assam. It's called as Chai Bagan time. CHAIBAGAN. Called as Chai Bagan time. It is more with the sunrise sunset and not by the IST timing. Okay. Last paragraph. Given the challenges, the least convenient is 2 time zones for India. The least convenient is 2 time zones for India. But the most convenient and operationally manageable, is shifting IST to 90° east. Shifting IST, okay, meridian to 90° east. तो 30 minutes आपको आगे कर देना है. Okay? So this can be a question mains में, और इसके around some MCQs could also be in the prelims. Last 2 साल में काफी discussions हैं इस पे. Okay. Daylight saving method. Should India have 2 time zones or not? How to allow for more efficiency in the northeast? Okay. और interview में पूछा गया question है. When the board asked कि आप northeast से हैं, what would you recommend? All done? Okay. Yeah, Priya, what did you miss out? Tell me. So our idea here is, the third one was that you will change your clock timings. It's called as the daylight saving method. Okay. You change the clock timings. How do you change it? In the summers, you advance the watch. ये important point है. अगर advance करोगे, you start your day early. Okay. Remember this, rest is done. In the summers, okay, आप एक लिख लो ना, एक like a Q लिख लो आप, to help you remember. In the summers, early sunrise, therefore advance the watch to start the day early. ये आपका फॉर्मूला है. In the summers, because of early sunrise, we must advance the watch to start the day early. So this helps in effective utilization of the daylight. The consequence ये होगा, lot of power saving होगा, lot of electricity saving. Otherwise, the day goes into the time beyond sunset. Effective utilization of the daylight. Clear? All done? Okay. So that takes care of the daylight thing. What am I missing? Let me check. Okay, so now we'll start off with rotation and revolution of Earth. Rotation and revolution of Earth and the associated consequences. Acha, one reminder for all of you. Tomorrow at 3 p.m. I want all of you to be present for the current affairs workshop. जिसमें कि will tell you how a newspaper must be read. हम exercise कराएंगे आप सबको. All of you are supposed to be there. It's not an option for any one of you. ठीक है? So हम आपको article देंगे and in the class we will teach you कि कैसे पढ़ा जाता है. And plus we'll set up a timeline for your current affairs coverage. It is one of the biggest monsters. अब ठीक है राधिका, आप एग्जाम है तो ठीक है, you can miss that, fine. Others, please be present. नहीं, there's no later on. कल वाला खत्म हो जाएगा, next वाला आप करना फिर. I plan to have at least 2 sessions of this kind every month. So ठीक है राधिका, you can do it again later on. I know all of you have joined us for some of you for GS and some of you for geography. ठीक है, but without current affairs, you cannot handle the examination. And more importantly, you must learn how to read yourself. There is no shortage of material in the market, but वो आपको qualify नहीं कराएगा. Until you know how to read, until you know how to summarize, what article to pick up. Okay, the material in the market is useless. I know of institutes and teachers who spend 5, 6 hours every week teaching current affairs. आपका zero in आपका benefit होगा. Because those are processed material. वो एक teacher हैं, आपके साथ में पढ़ रहे हैं and showing you PPTs. It will not help you until you have done yourself. I always say this, the examination is fundamentally a self-study examination. आपको पता होना चाहिए पढ़ा कैसे जाता है. That's why I'm insisting कि आप लोग क्वेश्चन पेपर देखें, आप लोग syllabus देखो, open the books and read the books when we tell that to you. So do not depend on processed study alone. Abhishek, you have got no choice. You can't wait कि मेरा पहले कोर्स खत्म होगा और फिर हम शुरू करेंगे. Okay, फिर तो आपका करंट अफेयर शुरू होगा in the month of October, November. Think of a person who is well read otherwise. Okay, he can read article and understands more of English language. With your core concepts, the understanding becomes better. But don't wait कि economy खत्म होगा फिर economy पढ़ेंगे. I'll finish off environment and then do environment. वो मत करना. Start off now itself. मारपीट करके we'll try whatever we can. So I will share a timetable with all of you कि हर हफ्ते कैसे करना है, हर 15 days में कैसे करना है और हर month में कैसे करना है. Okay. So tomorrow at 3 p.m. live sessions. No, you'll have no notes. You'll have no recordings for this. आप live करेंगे तो करेंगे, miss करेंगे तो you miss it. That's your choice. Yeah. 24th है ना? 25th है. Oh, 25th है. Okay, fine. No, then not tomorrow. Sorry. It was scheduled 24th, then we changed it. Correct, I remember. Yeah, thanks all of you. Not tomorrow. It is on 25th. Okay, tomorrow we have another session for geography, guys. ठीक है. Okay. So it is 25th of May, which is what? Thursday, right? Tuesday, yes. This is Thursday at 3 p.m. Okay, and the objective is how to read the newspaper and make notes out of it, how to manage your current affairs classes. Yes, you can join online. Uske liye you will have to register yourself. So we have couple of videos on that on the YouTube. Okay, you can register on that. Thursday 3 p.m. not tomorrow, day after tomorrow, 25th of May. नहीं, आपको कुछ लेके नहीं आना है, हम आर्टिकल देंगे आपको. I'll give you 2 articles and you will do some work based on that. ठीक है? Oh, I think it's time's up now. चलो कोई बात नहीं, कल करते हैं. Okay, so initial classes we can afford to go a bit slow. So tomorrow we continue. Please make your notes. For these topics, there is no reading. यही notes को आप summarize करना है. Okay, nothing else required. I'll tell you when you must open the book. Okay, so thanks for joining in. I hope you learned something in the process. Okay, thanks so much. Bye-bye. Thank you. Bye.